here, there's a few things that I also use in order to keep things in check. For example, there's this dashboard that I've built inside of dashboards. Dashboard is a way to build multiple widgets based on queries inside of Jira. So what I've divided this is mostly for myself to see like what are ongoing issues that we have. So what I'm looking here is what are the top issues that are happening. What is the number of all the issues that's happening? So if there's a big spike, this is something that I could easily identify. All of those are narrowed down by core engineering. So I'm only seeing those for my team across all of our services deployed at Forethought. And I can also see the list of issues. What's really most relevant here is, again, this Jira integration. What I can see here is that this issue already has a Jira ticket, and I can go in and check that Jira ticket. This helped me kind of know, all right, this is something that is on our radar already. This is not already on our radar. This is probably something we should look into, either resolve or if there's anything that needs to happen, any change or any additional research, we need to go and open a Jira issue from that Sentry issue and tackle it in upcoming sprints. So this dashboard has been particularly very, very helpful for us. In addition to the team stats dashboard. So that's a new dashboard that has been very useful. So for example, here, if you go to stats and then go to issues filtered by your team, it helps me know how many unresolved issues we have over time. Unresolved issues have been very helpful because it helps us know, all right, are we getting better or not? But what's also very important is new and returning issues. For me, this is by far the biggest metric I look at. How many new issues are we introducing? How many regressions are we getting in production? And it helps me identify, right, let's just double down on quality of our code. We move fast, we deploy a few times a day to production, but that should not mean we're compromising quality. And quality is easily measurable through obviously many metrics. This is one of the metrics that I use myself. Another metric as well is time to resolution. So here, actually, we started using code owners around February. So before code owners, again, we had a big backlog of issues, and all of them were unassigned. We had no proper way to know whether an issue is for team X or team Y. All issues just go into a big backlog. So our time to resolution for our issues were terrible. A month, 1.2 month. But then after using code owners, now we started getting a sense into, okay, this is my team's issues. Those are things I'm familiar with. I have context on this. Let me go and look into it and fix it. Along with the Sentry audits, we started having time to resolution to hours rather than hours and days rather than months. So that's kind of how what I use inside of Sentry. A few things that we also got out of this is defining internal OKRs or service level objectives within our teams. Like we use, for example, time to resolution or new issues, or even latency. Like here's a good example of latency. So that's a dashboard that measures our search latency. So the internal search that powers search for all teams at Forethought is maintained by core engineering as well. And this lets us monitor like what is our search latency. And it gives us room for improvement. And then we can set service level objectives that say, or OKRs that say we want to improve search by X% latency on P95s. So those are kind of the dashboards that I personally use in order to measure our efficiency and just our performance. And I also use those dashboards in order to report to upper management, CTO, or my direct manager, in order to measure how things are going and measure the progress on our goals for the quarter regarding just quality of our code. So that's a bit about our workflow.